I see.
All right.
Gosh.
Welcome, V. How are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm good, thank you. And you?
Good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Yay, tomorrow.
What?
To-
Tomorrow I sleep in? Is that what you mean?
Yes, no class tomorrow, so you can enjoy yourself.
Yeah. No, I have. I take an exam on Saturday.
Oh,
So
this
yeah,
Saturday?
yeah, yeah,
So you
yeah.
have to prepare for the exam.
It's a English exam. So
Mhm.
basically, I am reading stuff like this, like things that you write.
Mhm.
And I have to take out the main idea um, of literature and writings, and it seems it's fairly easy, but still it's a test, and I get a little nervous during tests. So
I see. But
so
you
yeah,
smash it. Trust me, you smash it.
I don't know. I'm smart, but in different ways. I don't know. Tests make me crazy. So
You are doing
See.
the master in education, right?
Yeah, I'm doing masters in elementary education. So yeah, it's a basic skills test, but for me, it's like also math. I do math as well.
Mhm.
Oh, good.
But if you haven't uh, done algebra in a few years, it's a little difficult. So
So you also take the math in the class or no?
everything math,
Ah,
writing, reading, and social studies, which is like U.S. history and government. So yeah, it's pretty big. But yeah, but I can take each part one at a time, which is good. Which
Mhm.
is good. So, all right. Well, hey, listen, we have a very important lesson today. So it has to do with current events that are going on in America, and I, I want to get your opinion about it. So, but first, we have to do our homework, right? Or we have to go over homework, and so we'll go in order if that's cool.
yeah.
All right. Again, ladies first, as usual.
Okay.
All right.
Um, I'm actually not a huge fan of sport. However, I think my favorite athlete is David Beckham. He's an English former professional footballer. He played for Manchester United, Real Madrid, and other famous football clubs. Even though he retired in 2013 after a 20 years career, he is still my ideal icon. He won many trophies when he was in his career, and he's been in many charity works. He's also a UNICEF UK ambassador, which helps many vulnerable people. Lastly, David Beckham is not just a famous celebrity, he's an amazing person for a human being.
And also, may I add, he is a very good-looking man.
Oh, yes, he is.
Okay, so I think you left that out.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, maybe it's the big point. Actually, I never watched his game.
Yeah, you just had watch pictures of
Ah,
him.
Yes, I did.
I
Oh, you know me
understand.
well. You know me well.
Hey, you are not the first woman to say that. So I know why women watch football. So in in America, it's the same with. Do you know? You don't know hockey, do you?
Hockey. I
It's
hockey.
Hockey,
hockey.
hockey on ice.
I
Yes,
hockey.
yes.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so like hockey, they have sticks. It's like
Mm.
how would you, brothers? How would you, how would you describe hockey?
Hockey, like they play on ice,
Uh-huh.
and like it similar to the golf, but they have a small ball,
Yeah.
and they are separate to two teams, and they try to score a goal the same as football too, but they use with their equipment.
Stick, with their stick. Yeah.
Yes.
But a lot of females love going to hockey games because all the hockey players are very good looking. They say so, but they don't have teeth. Their teeth are
Yeah.
missing. Yeah, I swear to God, because
Why? They
They
broke
have a-
it?
either the puck hits their mouth and teeth,
Yeah.
or they fight.
Yes.
It's the weirdest sport. It is a very weird sport. So yeah, but very good. Okay. So Kun,
Yes,
let's hear
I
it.
have a big fan of football since 2014. My favorite athlete is Lionel Messi. I do love him. I don't know why, but every time I saw him play on the field, I'm very happy and I really enjoy his skill because he can dribble 4 or 5 players, then he score a goal. I don't know why, but it's my real feeling for him. Not only me, my father and my sister also support Lionel Messi too. He is a good person inside and outside the field. The thing I like most about him is his honesty to his wife. He has known his wife since 9 years old, and now he's still with his wife and 3 sons. He played for only one club since 2003. This club is FC Barcelona, and he played for his national team is Argentina. FC Barcelona is more than a football club. The reason is that there are many foundations created by FC Barcelona, especially FC Barcelona also cooperated with UNICEF. They donate to all children who have abnormal growth after birth. And Messi is one of the children who was helped by FC Barcelona too. When he was a child, he is an abnormal growth children. And FC Barcelona like take him from Argentina to treat him, and now he play for FC Barcelona. And yes, now Messi also has a foundation too. Name is Messi Foundations. It was born with the idea that all children should have the same opportunity to realize their dream. All of this is the reason I love Messi and FC Barcelona. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. I've never been to Barcelona, but I have gone to Madrid, and I actually took a tour of Real Madrid
football club.
Stadium.
Wow.
Santiago Bernabeu. Yeah.
That's Real Madrid Stadium. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a very, very cool place.
Yes.
My girlfriend didn't like it, but you know, because there are no football players there at the time, probably.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah,
When FC Barcelona and Real Madrid play, the world stopped.
yeah, I know. That's what I hear. That's what I hear.
Yes, the world stopped, teacher. Everything stopped.
So
Yeah.
do they broadcast the game in Kamai?
Yes, of course, teacher. Like this year is like around. Yes, the same what I say is the world was stopped.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good, very, very good, awesome. So, since brother Tier isn't here,
David Beckham.
Khmer, how about you read his, and that'll be your homework. All right?
Oh, that is Brother Butir, right?
Yeah,
I can read it for him. Okay.
you can read that for him. I give it the okay.
Okay. Tonight I would like to tell you about my favorite athlete, David Robert Joseph Beckham. He is a football player. He played for Manchester
Beckham.
United, Preston North End, the Real Madrid, Milan, La Galaxy, Paris,
LA Galaxy.
Galaxy.
LA Galaxy, Paris Saint-Germain, and England national team. The reason why I was supporting him is because he is a team clutch. And the special thing that I am interested in is good manners and always gives donation to the poor country.
I like that he used clutch. That's very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Use some of the words that we went over in class. Very good. I don't think he likes Mr. Beckham as the same as you, sister. So yeah,
It's okay. Yeah.
yeah. I will say he has some very nice tattoos. I like his tattoos. He
Yeah.
has
It
he
looks
has
so soft, sweet.
yeah. So yeah, very cool. Yeah, he seems like a cool dude. All right. Very good. Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. We're gonna get in some serious stuff here. So
Academic tenure.
today we're gonna talk about a thing called academic tenure. Does anybody have any idea what academic tenure is? No? No?
I am much familiar with tenures in terms of land right because I'm working on land and housing rights, but in terms of academic term, it's really different.
It's an American thing, academic tenure. Um what happens, okay, so for your school and universities, do the teachers have a permanent job? Can they stay there forever, or do they sign a contract for a certain amount of years? Do you know, or are they appointed by government? Your
I don't
professors and
think
teachers.
I don't I don't think they are appointed by the government.
Okay, I don't know. I you never know.
Based on the Cambodian labor law, it compulsory to do employment agreements everywhere, like in government, in private sector, or
Yeah,
civil society.
yeah, because I know that you have an education department, and I know that your universities are set up where you have a public university, correct?
Yeah.
You have a private university, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you have a religious university, correct? For
Yes.
for Buddhism.
Religious? Oh yes.
Yeah.
Christian University.
I researched this. This is I wrote a paper about it. But all those three, the public, private, public and the religious university, they're all controlled by the education
Government.
department, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Lovely.
Okay.
But
So
also like private university or private education also like controlled
also,
by education ministry to
okay,
Ministry of Education.
very good. I did not know that. I did not know that.
But
Awesome.
most teacher is they teach part times because one teacher they touch many university.
Okay. Different universities, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of the we'll have a professor that'll teach in one university here in America, but also teach at another university as well, like a community college or something like that. So anyway, so academic tenure is what we're talking about. What is academic tenure? Would somebody like to read this?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, please.
Academic tenure refers to a teacher's employment status within a secondary school or university. When a teacher has gained tenure, he or she can only be fired for a justifiable cause or under extreme circumstances, such as program discontinuations or severe financial restraint.
Yeah, restraints. So, okay. So do we understand what academic tenure is? So academic tenure means that a university or secondary school will hire a teacher, and after a certain amount of years, that teacher cannot be fired. The only way the teacher can be let go is because the school closes, let's say, or they run out of money. Understand? They can't get fired
Yeah.
for their teaching or the way they teach or anything like that. Okay. Do you have anybody have any questions?
So even they have many complaints from the student, they're still okay.
They're still okay. Yep.
Oh,
Is it,
So
is it in US or
it's
what?
in America. Yes, yes. So I had a professor, Dr. Corey Waters, awesome professor, by the way, great professor. I liked him a lot. I was a little older when I finished college, and I understood what he was trying to do. He was trying to make us think and talk about politics and things like that, and basically people did not like the way he talked about politics, and they went to the head of the department and complained about him. But the department couldn't do anything about his teaching because he had academic tenure. Understand?
Oh.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter what your views are because you have freedom to teach what you want. That's what academic tenure means. Understand?
Yeah. I got it. Just curious to know, like, this the question. So, what if when you got many complaints from student or mother or parents,
Doesn't
does it
matter.
get any administrative punishment, like educate him to be more professional, better, something like this, or just let it be in
Well,
American cases?
okay. Well, I'll give you another example. So I know a professor who is very liberal and always talks bad about Trump. And during the election, he actually wanted people to vote for Bernie Sanders, who is another another person running for president. But he didn't make the finals. So when the person who loved Trump found out, when the person who the student who loved Trump um, heard him talking about liberal things and voting for liberal people, she got very upset and went to and complained. But the only thing that the boss can do is just talk to the teacher. They can't do anything else. They can't discipline him or her because of academic tenure. Okay, Tira, welcome to class.
Yeah, welcome.
Did you read this? Do you have any questions? Because we're talking about academic tenure today. Basically, academic tenure means once a teacher has academic tenure in a secondary or university, they cannot get fired unless there is a financial problem or the school is closed. Understand?
Yes, I
Okay.
understand.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. So next, we're going to talk about why academic tenure is important. Okay? Who would like to read this?
I will.
Okay.
It gives teachers academic freedom, which is necessary for all who teach and conduct research in higher education.
Yeah. So what does that mean? Freedom.
I think I used to heard this word. It's academic freedom. It means teachers, the educator can talk freely even in the class.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The teacher can give views that might not seem very popular in class.
Mhm.
But the teacher can talk about those views and maybe tell you why those views are important.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Without
Yeah.
repercussion from higher authority.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. To some extent, in our country here, it's weird because school prohibit teacher and student from speaking about politics. Even the student class on political science. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's strength. And some school, I
Mhm.
mean the university, they do not allow students to write the thesis
Yeah.
on human rights, land rights, something like this. So
Yeah, I actually I know that about your country. And just to make this sure, we're not talking about politics right now. Just so I don't get in trouble. We're talking about freedom, maybe,
yeah,
which maybe could be political. I don't know, but we're walking a thin line. But yeah, I do understand that. There are certain things that are not supposed to be talked about. Yeah. So, all right. Who would like to read the next one?
so me,
Okay.
when there is no academic tenure, teachers and professors can lose their position because of their speech, applications, or research findings. If they lose their job, they cannot properly fulfill their responsibilities to advance and transmit knowledge.
Yeah. So, academic tenure allows professors to teach a certain style. And also, sometimes if there's a problem, uh, professors will research that problem and try and fix it. Sometimes, maybe because of government, maybe because of corporations, they don't want that professor to do that research. So they'll put pressure on a university to let that professor go and fire him. But academic tenure lets that professor pursue what he or she feels is the right thing to do. And also advance the field, whether it be biology, doctor, becoming a doctor, whether it's military strategies. I mean, it could be that there is like a military strategy that nobody knows about, and this professor wants to talk about it, and it's just
Camouflage.
yeah, you never know. I mean, it could be about anything. Like
Yeah.
maybe the person found something in the book The Art of War and wants to talk about it or do deeper research about it. You know, it's something like that. So do we understand?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, awesome. I'm going very slowly because I don't want to miss anything. For I don't want to. I want to make sure everybody understands. So, okay.
That's
Next,
cool.
who would like to read? How about Brother Ter?
Gosh, I'm waiting to read. The American Associations of the Universities Professors state that education and research benefit societies, but the society does not benefit when the teachers and researchers are controlled by the corporation, religious groups, special interest groups, or government.
So, because of our quote democracy, which doesn't seem like democracy all the time here in America, the American Association, wow, it's a big one. American Association of University Professors, which means all professors in the United States, they think that that academic tenure is a benefit in society, and the benefit is because the teachers are not handcuffed or controlled by corporations, which is big here in America because many feel that corporations run America. We don't have a president that we think, a lot of people think we have corporations that give politicians money to change to make their job easier, or religious groups. You know, like maybe there is a far right religious group that doesn't like what you're teaching or something like that, and they want you fired. Special interest groups, like a lobbyist. A lobbyist is someone who talks to political figures and gives them money or gives them gifts, or just the government in general.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Very cool. All right, Kun, you get the last one.
Yes. Free inquiry, free expression, and having open disagreements are critical for student learning and the advancement of knowledge. It is important to have systems in place to protect academic freedom. Academic tenure serves that purpose.
Yeah. So basically, what does this mean? What does this last sentence mean, or this last part mean? Anybody?
They tell us about the objective of the academic tenure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Basically, it's saying that it's okay to have disagreements.
Mm-hmm.
Open disagreements. It's good to have free expression and ask questions. Inquiry, which means to ask questions, and all these things are critical, very important for student learning and the advancement of student knowledge. So it's important to have academic tenure in place to protect academic freedom. So that's basically what they're saying. Any questions?
No.
No? Okay. So let me just stop this. Okay. So we're going to stop class and then we're going to come back. Okay?
Okay,
Cool?
cool.
All right. See you in a second. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for the second part, we're gonna talk about why people don't like academic tenure. Why might it be? Why do you think academic tenure might be bad?
Maybe they want to limit the expression, because sometimes it go too deep, you know.
Sometimes it goes too deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
The teacher over freedom.
Yeah, but what if the teacher stops caring and doesn't
Yes.
just doesn't show up to class?
Yes, that's why they have over freedom. They just go to the class and they don't care
Yeah.
because the student can't complain or can't fire them.
Yeah, so it's too much freedom.
Yes, in Cambodia, most like public university like controlled by government is also have many kind of that teacher too.
Yeah.
Because a class they have 300 students. Yes, so they don't care. They just come
Yeah.
and share the lessons and
Yeah.
study by yourself.
I had a class. I had one class with 80 students in my class. 80. 80.
Wow, extra class.
It was a public speaking class, which means you get up in front of all the students
Yes.
and you give a speech. Understand?
Yes.
You know how scary that is?
Oh yeah, nervous,
Oh my God, so nervous.
sweating.
And I was 21 at the time, and I was very self-conscious about myself. So yeah, so my one speech, we could give a speech about whatever we wanted, and my speech was about gambling.
Oh my God.
And how to gamble.
How to be a professional.
Yeah, pretty much. So because it made me comfortable. So okay. So we're talking about academic tenure and why people don't like it. You said because it's too much freedom. And what was the other reason why might be bad? Because it gets too deep. Because topics might be too deep. Or anything. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see what we say here. Who wants to read? Oh, here he is. Okay, cool. Okay, so the first reason why people don't like academic tenure. Kun, can you read that one?
Me, teacher?
Yeah.
Yes. It can decrease the opportunities for school to reorganize and expand classes to keep pace with changing times.
So what does that mean? It decreases opportunities.
Decrease opportunity for schools.
So basically, there are less opportunities for schools to reorganize, which means maybe change curriculums, which means change the way you teach.
Yes, of course.
Or expand classes to maybe there are new classes that need to be taught. And because new times, like with internet and with all this new technology, so people feel that academic tenure keeps universities in the past and not in the future. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because they can't get rid of teachers or move teachers. Understand?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
They cannot, right?
Yeah, they cannot. Yeah. So that's why people might not like academic tenure. Next. V, how about you read?
Okay. is increased financial stress on students as teacher what to pronounce it
Tuitions.
tuition rise to keep pace with the higher paid employee and staying on staff.
So, do you know what tuitions are?
School fee.
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you know how much universities cost in America?
More than
5,000.
10,000.
10,000, I
I w-
guess.
10,000. Okay, so a semester is 10,000.
What?
Yeah. So there are universities down south that cost $40,000 a semester.
Oh,
40,000.
Yeah, 40,000. So by the
Bachelor
time
degree or master degree?
just regular bachelor's degree. So some students will get out of college and they will owe somewhere in the range of $200,000 US dollars. They will owe banks 200,000 US dollars by the time they leave school. So
Much.
so this tuition goes to pay teachers that have academic tenure because their pay keeps increasing.
Okay.
So and they are the highest paid employees on staff. But I will say, to poke a hole in this that a lot of these fees and the reason why tuitions keep rising are because of sports teams. They pay coaches millions of dollars in college to coach.
Wow.
And yeah, millions of dollars to coach.
Yes.
There is one coach that makes $10 million a year to coach college football, American football. $10 million a year. And there's one coach in Kentucky who gets paid $12 million a year to coach college basketball. 30 games a year.
Okay.
$12 million. So
The cost you mentioned, the 40,000 and 100,000, is it private university or public university?
public, state universities.
State.
Yeah,
And
large.
does the government lend
large-
student or?
Yeah, government run. These are large universities. Private universities are even more expensive.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, listen, maybe I'm inflating. Maybe you'll be $100,000 in debt to owe bank for a state university. For private university, you can be anywhere between $200,000 to $400,000 in debt. But when you go to a private university, it's usually like Ivy League, which is high up, and you're able to get a job. But still, it's still a lot of money, correct?
Yeah, it is.
For example, I am $8,000 in debt. 8,000 because of college. So it's not that bad for me, but there are people that will spend their whole life paying off their college. So yeah. All right. So next, who would like to read? Who hasn't read this part?
Yeah.
Okay.
When employees do not retire, it potentially
Retire.
blocks. Yeah, retire. It potentially blocks younger faculty and staff from bringing in fresh ideas and being eligible for tenure themselves.
Yeah. So some professors will stay on until they die.
Yes.
And the retirement age is 65 here. So they won't it'll be harder. They say academic tenure makes it harder for new professors to find a job. And this
Maybe
just
for
yeah.
maybe for public education organization is similar in the world. Like Canada is also like this. Some teacher works for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I think that this might be universal. So, and this is just an add-on to the last part is this right here is just a extension of this. So who would like to read this last one? Tara, did you go?
Yes. Okay. Research shows that younger university staff have more research productivities and a high number of awards.
So they're saying that basically this is proven that a younger staff gets more research productivity, which means they receive more money to conduct research from maybe corporations or from the government. And also, they receive more awards and advanced technology or learning, or they just make advances which are good for our society. But academic tenure keeps the old professors in place, so these younger university students don't get their research done. So, any questions? Okay. Is this
No
really?
from me.
Is this what did you say?
It's a no from me.
Is it?
No
Is it?
question.
Is this boring? Is it boring?
No. It is.
no,
I
no,
just
it's cool
thinking,
so far. I like
Okay.
it.
Okay.
it's just sad, like why they keep the old teachers staying there, and
Okay.
they just
Well,
let the younger one.
listen, I definitely have an opinion about this, but I'm
Mm.
giving you both sides. I think my job is to give you both sides, the good and the bad. Correct?
Yes, sometimes our teacher they have like more experience. Yes, more
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah. But here's an example of academic tenure. Who would like to read this?
I will.
Okay.
In 2003, Mark Edwards, a professor of civil engineering at Virginia State University, discovered that high levels of lead were present in the Washington, D.C.'s water supply. He spent years proving that misconduct at the Center for Disease Control and Prevention and the Environmental Protection Agency worsens the disease water crisis and I can't see it, and endanger children's health. In 2015, he found higher levels of lead in the water in Flint, Michigan, and despite reassurances by state and local authorities, his findings were again confirmed. Edwards set up a website to share his findings with the public and hold the government accountable. I didn't get in this field to stand by and let science to be used to poison little kids. He told the Washington Post, I can't live in a world where that happens. I won't live in that world. Academic freedom and tenure protects professors like Edwards and being disciplined, dismissed, or silenced when their work risks offending powerful interests, including business or government interests.
Yeah. Good job. So do we understand what's going on here with this guy, Mark Edwards?
Mhm.
So basically, he discovered that he's an engineer, and he discovered that high levels of lead were present in Washington, D.C. water supplies. Do you know what lead does in your water?
Like a poison chemical.
Yeah, it causes birth defects. It causes learning disabilities for children, especially for women. This is a big deal.
And cosmetic
Yeah, cosmetic.
product.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So he found that lead was present in Washington, D.C. water supplies. He spent years proving this, and it looked like, basically he made a website, and then he found that the same thing was going on in Flint, Michigan. Have you heard what happened in Flint, Michigan? Anybody? So Flint, Michigan is a majority African American city. So a lot of people of color there, a lot of black and brown people are there. You can't drink their water in Flint. They have no water because the levels of lead are so high that you can't drink it, you can't bathe in it, you cannot cook in it because it's so bad. So the local state authorities told him that don't worry about it. Don't worry about the water problems here. Just go away. So Edward set up a website with his findings, and he held the Flint, Michigan local government accountable. And he went to news about this. Now, basically what they're saying is because of academic tenure, he was able to expose what was going on in the water. And if he didn't have academic tenure, he would have been silenced. Understand?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So what were you going to say?
yes, I mean that. So we cannot discipline the professor.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. But he did a good thing, though. The professor is doing something good. He is making sure people have water, which is having water is a basic human right, correct?
Yeah.
We should all have water. So, I think he did a good thing there. Okay. And this happened last week, okay? And this is why I wanted to talk about academic tenure. This is a video about Nicole Hannah-Jones. She is a writer, and she's won awards, Pulitzer Prize award for her writing about racism and trying to overturn racism in America. So yeah. So she is a teacher she is a professor at the same school as Michael Jordan went to, University of North Carolina. And the people who grant academic tenure in North Carolina are very, very conservative. And they don't like that this lady is talking about race. So what did they do? They denied her academic tenure. So this is what the video is going to be.
The same corporate university model that inflated student debt has also robbed professors like Nicole Hannah-Jones of job security. I'm Yoonj Kim, and this is MTV News Need to Know. Award-winning journalist Nicole Hannah-Jones was denied tenure days after being offered a position as night chair at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. This is an unprecedented move, given that the school has tenured every one of its past recipients. And Hannah-Jones isn't just a UNC alum, but a Pulitzer Prize winner and MacArthur genius. This news sparked outrage from students and staff because it essentially denies her job security that other professors receive. New Yorker staff writer Jelani Cobb tweeted, "The UNC decision to deny tenure to Nicole Hannah-Jones is obscene. Tenure exists precisely to protect faculty from this kind of politicized decision-making." While the UNC faculty enthusiastically approved her tenure, the decision came from the university's Board of Trustees. In an unsigned op-ed titled UNC Gone Full Woke, Hannah-Jones was described as inflammatory and a firebrand activist for her work on the 1619 Project, a long-form journalism project that places slavery as a central crux of American history. The move exposed a growing rift in ideology between the Board of Trustees and UNC staff and students, and raised the wider question of who our intellectual gatekeepers are. Former UNC professor and night chair Alberto Cairo tweeted that the excuses for not giving her tenure are bull, A reactionary, authoritarian, anti-intellectual uprising is at war with academia. This is just the latest skirmish. Tenure itself is controversial, and in many countries, including the UK, it was abolished decades ago. On one hand, it's an archaic model that critics say encourages complacency, since tenured professors have employment for life and essentially can't be fired. At the same time, it's a declining form of job security for teachers. American universities were governed by professors until the 1970s, when control shifted to boards, modeling universities after corporations. This shift has allowed for tuition inflation, creating a student debt crisis, and today, students collectively owe $1.3 trillion. Colleges use $10 to $12 million of endowments for a 35-year tenure, so it's cheaper for universities to hire part-time or contingent professors who make up a majority of the workforce. But the flip side is that these tenure positions afford a level of academic freedom. Universities defend this barrier to entry for fear of that autonomy and its costs. Writer and former professor Ed Bermilla tweeted, "I wish academia would direct the same passion it generates for a patently unfair, discriminatory, high-profile tenure denial to the thousands of scholars who are effectively denied tenure by the absence of jobs because the previous generation turned the profession into gig work." For example, the Georgetown community is rallying for Pakistan-born Professor Mubashir Rizvi, who many believe was denied tenure because of his race. Many blame conservative board members for having outsized power and discriminating in hiring decisions, which of course trickles down and affects students. Meanwhile, a petition to tenure Hannah Jones is spreading around campus, as well as protests, and UNC student government members wrote, "Walking into this university, unfortunately, you are walking into a place where respect is minimal, criticism is high, and quantity is all too few for academics of color, especially Black women." Denying tenure to professors like Nikole Hannah-Jones ultimately shows a power imbalance in higher education. Her tenure will be up for review in 5 years. But in truth, universities need people like her more than she needs them. But with the current financial model, many scholars' stability relies on this imbalanced relationship. Is this the kind of education system that best serves students? I'm Yoon Kim, and that's what you need to know.
So that's a lot there. So on one side, she's saying that, okay, academic tenure does raise tuition costs and does cause students to have financial debt. But on the other side, it kind of sacrifices freedoms to talk about what's right and what's moral. So do you have any questions about that video or any things that you did not understand? No? It's deep, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
It's deep. It's a lot to think about. So, whoa. So what do you think? What do you think about Nikole Hannah-Jones and her situation? Because she was speaking about race and how we can all be equal. Does that mean she should not get academic tenure? Do you think the boards of trustees that hand out tenure, do you think that they didn't want to do it because she was a person of color, because she was Black? And do you think that America should do away with academic tenure, just like the UK did? This way, universities don't have to pay older professors more money. This way, students don't owe university more money when they graduate. So yeah, there's a lot to think about here, right? Yeah. So I'm glad that you have a long weekend to think about this, because you're going to give me a couple sentences about why you think academic tenure is a good thing and why it is a bad thing. Just tell me your opinions. I don't care what your opinion is, just as long as you have an opinion. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. How did I do?
Will you
Did I
will you
do
see
it?
the question in the Google Doc and
Absolutely. Yes, I will absolutely do that. Yeah. And also, if you want to, I will post this class as soon as it's done, as soon as, by tomorrow morning as well. So, but yeah, So there you go. Let me just, I gotta stop recording here.